Who do you think wins in a fight, you or Prime Floyd?
Me.
No questions?
Why would you think that I would say Floyd? You know, that's one of my favorite fighters. But yeah, nah.
During a live sit-down that went viral on social media, Terence Crawford talked about the most important question about his impact. No great boxer can avoid meeting Floyd Mayweather when he's at his best. What could happen? Bud didn't think about it for a second. He squished up against her, smiled, and made an amazing claim. He said he could deal with Floyd better than Errol Spence. After that, everything changed in the world of fighting. There were a lot of podcasts about it, arguments on Twitter, and sports shows that couldn't stop talking about it. The real question came up right away. Has Crawford finally joined the group of all-time greats? After beating Canelo Alvarez, being the undisputed boxing king in 3 weight classes, and going 40 to professional fights without losing, this isn't reckless arrogance. This is confidence based on what has happened. The craziest thing about it is that there is a good reason to believe he is telling the truth.
Yo, yeah, so if he was pound for pound, Floyd was pound for pound. You or Floyd, who would have done that? Who would have won that?
Me.
Oh, shit, okay, I'm just asking. Because Floyd was pound for pound before.
That would have been a hard fucking fight, though.
Man, me versus anybody, I'm gonna always say me.
Okay.
Come on now.
Floyd Mayweather became famous by being a great defender, hitting hard, and time everything perfectly. On the other hand, Terence Crawford built his power through fear, violence, and total control. He doesn't just do better than competitors. He takes them apart. Sean Porter, Errol Spence, Canelo Alvarez, and everyone else who has fought Bud has been left weak and open. So Crawford's claim that he had finished Floyd more effectively than Spence wasn't just a way to insult him. It showed how he felt about fighting in general. Floyd fought hard to keep what he had built safe. Crawford wants to break the rules of what it means to be great. That comparison shows what the real difference is. Floyd built in calculations. Each game was picked with care. The perfect time, the perfect opponent, and the perfect place. If you want, you can call it elite planning, but fans and fighters have had a much worse name for it for years. Selecting the best.
Situation, guys. No one has ever been a 4-division champion in boxing. Not a real one. Oh, Pacquiao won 8 and Oscar De La Hoya won 11 and this one won 15. No, I'm talking about Ring Magazine champ or lineal champ. You are the champion of that division.
Get them all.
Forever, the record was 3 by Henry Armstrong. Manny Pacquiao was the first dude to really win 4. Floyd gets credit for 4 for beating Canelo, but that wasn't at the junior middleweight limit. I don't count that. I don't count that. Terence Crawford just joined Manny Pacquiao as the only legit 4-division champion in the history of boxing. And he did it by jumping middle. He came lightweight, junior welter, then he won a belt at junior middle, not the whole championship, and then skipped middle to fight Canelo Alvarez for the undisputed, for the Ring Magazine super middleweight championship of the world, and left no doubts, including with Canelo, who was all class after the fight but knew what had just happened.
Even Max Kellerman once said it in a few words. Floyd Mayweather's resume is full of names, but each one has been carefully chosen, while Terence Crawford's is shorter. But it is made up of only the hardest tasks possible.
It's wild, because if you look at Floyd's resume, it's much deeper than Crawford's. And Floyd was faster and he had a better defense and all that stuff. But Floyd picked and chose when he fought guys, especially once he left lightweight. He wiped out the junior lights, bring him. Lightweight, he jumps up to Jose Luis Castillo first thing. A lot of people think he lost the first fight, I didn't, but then he won the rematch. But once he left lightweight, he was careful about when he fought guys. So even though his resume is deeper with names, people remember, but he didn't want it with certain dudes at certain times. Crawford, we all witnessed, even though the resume is thin in certain ways, he wanted it with everyone the whole time. That makes a difference to
fans. Care about this difference, and it's at the heart of my case. Floyd Mayweather mastered dominance by being able to choose his opponents, his space, and even the time of each fight. Terence Crawford works from a completely different place. The management of results doesn't bother him. Takeover is what drives him.
It's better out of those two, Crawford or Mayweather.
I think Crawford is better, bigger. Like he's actually moving weight class, and I would say Crawford is a better fight all around fighter. Mayweather is really good too, though. You You can't knock him as well. He's very talented. It would have been a tough fight, but I think Crawford would have had the edge over Mayweather because of the long arms and because he's bigger. You know what I'm saying? And he would have kept him at bay. It would have been hard for Mayweather to counter, maybe. But Mayweather's definitely a technician. I mean, like Crawford said, Mayweather has his era, and Crawford, this is his era.
He went after Errol Spence Jr. for 4 years. The idea was that the fight would stay a dream, hidden under the politics of boxing and long talks. Terence Crawford didn't wait for the best deals or money. He asked for a fight, stepped in, and broke Spence down piece by piece, round after round. The next dangerous move was to fight Canelo Alvarez, who was 2 weight classes younger. Some people said it was professional suicide because Bud wasn't big enough and didn't have enough weapons. The story changed when the bell rang, though. During the 12 rounds, Crawford took the power, got rid of the size edge, and controlled the fight.
Your reaction to Terence, what he did, that's another crazy thing, right?
No, that's not crazy. No, I say it's not crazy because I predicted. I say Canelo was going to get old in the ring that night. No disrespect to Crawford. He did a good. Crawford could have stopped him. He could have. Me being a coach and watching how the fight was going on, he could have stopped him. And I know he's saying it in his mind, but he was being humble of Canelo. He was being humble, and it was a great fight, and it was good talk for the boxing world. And that's what it's all about, to entertain, to get us something to look at. We've been entertained like this for years, for centuries, of gladiators and stuff, going in the ring, representing their fans.
That isn't meeting only certain things. That's jumping into the fire to show that you can't be hurt. This is where things really get heated. Many longtime boxing fans, especially those who grew up during Floyd Mayweather's rule, find it hard to believe that Terence Crawford isn't just winning fights. He is actively changing what it means to be great while the sport watches live.
I get a lot of too, but honestly, there could be the way where you put Crawford over Mayweather. Because of going up, you didn't see Mayweather go up from 147 to 168. That's crazy, bro. And honestly, I thought Crawford was gonna have more of a hard time because he had a hard time with Madronov. So imagine going up to it. I mean, that's crazy. But I don't want to take nothing away from Mayweather. Mayweather's the greatest of all time. But I think that was a really big risk that Crawford took, and then he ended up winning. You know what I mean? So you have to give credit to that too. That's a big risk. That'd be like me going up and fighting Usyk right now, heavyweight.
I know that's been kind of hinted.
I'm not thinking of that right now. I'm not thinking of that right now. No, but that's kind of like how that'd be. You know what I mean? So you have to, bro. That's a lot of. He has a lot of balls to do that. And not only to go do that to show the world that he's really like that.
It has been said out loud by fighters and coaches from different times. It's been known by Shane Mosley, Andre Ward, and even Calvin Ford. Terence Crawford is one of a kind. His perfect record isn't because he has avoided danger. It exists since he runs straight at them.
They were saying that if he beats Canelo, it could put him as even the greatest of all time. What does that put him in the all-time list, man?
At least top 10.
At least
top 10 or top 15, easily, There's guys that we may not know of or heard of, like Henry Armstrong. Simultaneously, he was 3 divisions carrying all 3 weight divisions at the same time.
Which performance was better? I don't like to compare them, but Crawford or Mayweather's over Canelo. Like it's just different.
It's just different styles, different looks, But the punching, the output that he was giving Canelo definitely gave him the win.
This is why Terence Crawford wasn't just cocky when he said he could stop Floyd Mayweather more effectively than Spence. There was proof to back it up.
Before the fight, the Crawford-Canelo fight, and you had a Cavs hat on. This time you've got a GOAT hat on. Is that how you're feeling? I know it says Muhammad Ali, but is that how you're feeling about Bud's performance, about his whole career?
Yeah, I'm definitely feeling that way, man. GOAT, greatest of all time, man. You gotta give it to him. You gotta give it to him. You gotta give it to his coaches. Not just me, Saul Red, Bernie, Chet, nutritionists. Everybody played a part.
Canelo said he's way better than Mayweather. What do you think to that?
Who, Terence?
Yeah.
Oh, of course. Of course he is.
Even though Floyd Mayweather was great at defense, Terence Crawford is the real deal. No one else in the fight can change stances, strike, apply constant pressure, keep their distance, or change their strategy on the spot like he can. Floyd was in charge and was very strict. When it comes to sheer flexibility, Crawford is the best. Now things start to get really interesting. The boxing community exploded when that angry interview went viral. Some experts defended Floyd by saying that no one could match his ring smarts and control, or they said that both men were the best of their times. Others, including Floyd's old rivals, agreed with Bud.
He rank now, all time, ending this interview.
Number one, and the only one that he got at top is Floyd. You know what I'm saying? Terence Crawford is this generation guy, you know what I'm saying, accomplishing all the goals that he accomplished.
Matched up? How do they match up, Floyd and Terence?
Hey, I'm like this, man. It's going to be great because Floyd, he's about his work. He put in work. We've been watching it for decades, you know what I'm saying? Him coming out of retirement to do this fight, that's a win for the whole world boxing. Every generation from Floyd's generation to this generation, they get to see the come. That's just like, we never get to see Michael Jordan play, right? But we remember when he used to play. Come on. So
let's be honest. What is the last problem Terence Crawford is having? At 135, 147, and now 168 pounds, he has already won all titles. It seems like stepping stones helped him move up the ranks as he easily beats bigger and stronger opponents. And every time people say he's at his best, he shows them they're wrong. This is the difference between a great boxer and a real legend. Becoming the best stops being a surprise and become something that can't be avoided.
Would you consider going back down to 154 and face Geronin as the guy who prepared Canelo Alvarez for this fight?
No. I ain't going down 154.
Now for the twist. It doesn't worry Terence Crawford that people compare him to Floyd Mayweather. He himself said it. He's not after Floyd's money or fame. He wants something much more important. Honest respect.
But I know how you is. You be sizing niggas up, bro. Keep it a stack. Did you in your head size up Floyd? Like, was you know what I'm saying? If we was ever keep it real, boy. Keep it real.
I'm never that type of guy. I think that's some grimy shit. Always been happy for him, been a fan of his, and I never imagined us fight. I never looked at him like, man, I know I'll be this.
Boy, you capping, bro. I never thought like fantasy fight me versus Floyd. Nah.
Never. I never just was with a person and looked at him like, man, I'll be this, that. Never. That's some hating type shit to me.
Like plotting.
I ain't never been that type of person ever.
To earn that respect, he's doing something Floyd Mayweather never did. He's getting into the ring against the toughest opponents at any time and from anywhere. Bud has captured the attention of the fighting world right now for this very reason. He is the opposite of the age of influencers. Others try to get YouTubers or attention through crossover fights, but Crawford faces real warriors. Many people also say that Bud's impact may already be bigger than Floyd's. This is because Floyd worked to build a brand, while Crawford worked to make his name famous.
Everything you said about fighting not being there spiritually, mentally, you think that might have affected Canelo, or that was just a skill difference was too wide?
You know, I do think he was a little mentally tired. He's been at that level for a long time. Right. So 11 fights in 4 years. That's a lot.
Timing was perfect for Crawford.
Yeah.
He said it himself at the press conference. He said timing was everything. Perfect timing. Everything.
That's right.
His whole career was on timing.
He was mentally tired, but you got to give Crawford his credit, man. To keep your mind that mentally fresh and sharp and go out there and perform like that, that's a win itself. Not even just beating your opponent. For your mind to be that fresh, come fight that.
One person kept his perfect score. One person fights for the purity of the sport, and the tension is obvious. Bud said that he can stop Floyd Mayweather more easily than Spence, but Mayweather hasn't said anything back to Bud yet. But people who are close to the boxer say he's furious that his old business is being taken over, no matter how rich Floyd gets. Crawford keeps a tight grip on things at the top.
Everything you said about fighting not being there spiritually, mentally, you think that might have affected Canelo, or that was just a skill difference was too wide?
You know, I do think he was a little mentally tired. He's been at that level for a long time. Right. So 11 fights in 4 years. That's a lot.
Timing was perfect for Crawford.
Yeah.
He said it himself at the press conference. He said timing was everything. Perfect timing. Everything.
That's right.
His whole career was on timing.
He was mentally tired, but you got to give Crawford his credit, man. To keep your mind that mentally fresh and sharp and go out there and perform like that, that's a win itself. Not even just beating your opponent. for your mind to be that fresh, come fight that.
That's exactly why Floyd Mayweather has been doing more talks than usual to promote his fight with Mike Tyson while slagging off Crawford's work in a subtle way. Cannell's not what people think he is, he said not long ago, which Bud's fans quickly saw as an attempt to hurt his popularity.
You could take a guy like Canelo, this guy could do, he can pick and choose who he want to fight. And I'm gonna tell y'all the truth about Canelo. Easy, man. Easy. Y'all sitting up here, y'all praising this dude. This dude was nothing. I was almost 40 years old when I cooked this dude. Easy. Y'all always disrespecting our fighters.
Live, only on DAZN, June 28th. Jake Paul versus Chavez Jr. Buy now at DAZN.com/box.
But that's just Floyd Mayweather being himself. As soon as he notices that the spotlight is going away, he starts arguing with a new group of fights. Floyd really did rule during a time when timing and publicity were often more important than real danger. Crawford, on the other hand, does very well in a time when taking risks is the best way to show how smart you are. It really is a battle of eras. Money versus legacy.
Easy that everybody keep asking me, why you not coming back to fight? Why you not coming back to fight? So I look at the fight game, I said, okay. I said, you know, fighters fighting, they make 3 million, 4 million, 6 million, 7 million. Some may make 10 or 20 million. But I'm doing exhibitions and I'm making 20, 25 million, 100 million for exhibitions. So why would I come back and fight and get a guaranteed 35 million when I'm doing exhibitions and getting 100 million?
Now for the important question. What does Terence Crawford want to do in the future? Everyone is asking who will fight him now that he has dominated many divisions and embarrassed top fighters. You hear the same name a lot in gyms, blogs, and social media. Jiren Boots is young, hasn't been tried much, is explosive, and is hungry. The kind of fighter that makes Crawford remember when he was younger. Eddie Hearn and other promoters are already calling him the next big thing in pound-for-pound boxing. The fans can't wait for the fight.
You know, Terence is only going to fight Boots if there's loads of money on the line, because he knows how good Ennis is, and he's not going to fight anymore unless it's for a lot of money. So we have to do what we say. We have to prove the quality of Ennis, and he has to earn his shot against Crawford. But that is the fight that I look at in 9 to 12 months' time, 3 fights down the line. And I think US fight fans are going to be crying out for that fight. Like, you imagine if we beat Lima on Saturday, we beat Ortiz, you know, we beat Fundora or Mertzalayev or Zayas. Everyone will be calling for Ennis v Crawford.
I think a lot of fans are crying for that now.
They have been for years.
Yeah.
But the reality is we still need to, you know, it's not, I think everyone who, like I say, everybody that knows boxing.
Yeah, boxing fans.
One that knows how good Ennis is go, I mean, what a fight. That is unbelievable. But still, you've got to educate people that Ennis is as good as I say he is. Right? And you do that by beating the champion. So we've got work to do.
Think about it. The American boxer Terence Crawford, who is going up against Errol Spence Jr., has finally won the right to pick his fights. Brian McIntyre, his manager, Bomick, said it so well. This is the point where he only fights when he wants to, not when someone forces him to. On the other hand, that fight could define a whole age if it happens, because Crawford can only be properly tested by a fighter who has spent his whole life watching him. But now comes the next twist. Crawford's name is going down in fighting history, but many of the top athletes seem more interested in fame than in winning. Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis, Floyd versus Mike Tyson, fight after fight of showmanship and entertainment. In the meantime, Bud is the voice of real fighting. He is bringing the sport back to its roots and showing that real history is built in the ropes, not on a streaming deal. That's why the Floyd versus Crawford debate is about a lot more than just the two rivals. Men of business and men of war are in conflict. I don't think Crawford wants to go popular. He doesn't care about the hype, the chatter on social media, or even his opponent's insults. He fights for skill, respect, and the true spirit of boxing. To me, this is what makes him classic. That's what makes him dangerous. While everyone else is busy making news, Crawford is quietly trying to become immortal in the ring. The worst thing is that he's not even close to being done.
Came up here. I'm kind of nervous to be talking in front of the public, but I'm gonna be short. But I just want to speak about something that I feel like Bud kind of taught me, and I feel as though it's gonna take me farther in life. And I feel like for the next generation and the kids that's coming up behind us to understand. It's one word that I've been thinking about when I wanted to speak about Bud. It's integrity. I feel like integrity is a strong word. And I feel like it's bigger than money, it's bigger than fame, man. I feel like Bud Crawford taught me integrity, and it's gonna last forever. So shout out to Bud, shout out to his family. I feel like his family did a great job with him. His coaches did a great job, and everybody surrounding him and supporting him made him into this genuine, strong human being. And I appreciate him for everything that he done for me. So shout out to Bud Crawford, shout out to Omaha, Nebraska. And it's all love.
At 38 years old, Terence Crawford is still as smart, quick, and eager as ever. He seems to be teasing about 1 or 2 more fights, but only the biggest and most important ones will do.
Do you feel like he should just sell off into the sunset after this monumental
Well,
win?
you know what? He made it look so easy. You know what I'm saying? Got 2-3 more in him. You know what I'm saying? Training camp will try harder. You know what I'm saying?
You think a move to 160 would make sense?
I mean, if you want to do it, you know, it'd be a challenge. If you want to challenge yourself, yeah, I don't mind.
Crawford, who is 38 years old, is still as hungry, razor sharp, and lightning fast as ever. It's not necessary to list all of his fights. Just the biggest and most important ones will do. Every fight from now on is about making his name in boxing history. Whether it's a repeat with Canelo Alvarez, a move up to middleweight, or finally giving Jiren Boots a chance.
I think he could go there now and be in his absolute prime. He'll be tight at 54 tomorrow. People think that when you move up in weight, all of a sudden it's easy. He's massive. He will 100% go to 168 at some point. So right there, you've got a 4-division championship. But I don't want him just to be a 4-division champion. I want him to be undisputed in those, because I think he's the natural progressor to Terence Crawford. I think he's of the same kind of ability as Terence Crawford. And what Crawford's done is amazing, because he was undisputed in 3 weight classes.
Yeah, you got to prove it in a ring.
Of course you have. It's not very well me saying it, but you've got to prove it in a ring. But you've also, people know in boxing. So everyone's always known how good Crawford was. But it took him a long time to get the opportunities to prove it. We've got to make sure that we're not 36, 37, 38 when we're getting those opportunities. Because if Boots can get it at 29, 30, he's going to be around 34, 35. He lives a clean life. Do you know what I mean? I think this guy, I truly believe, I think he could be one of the all-time greats.
That's what's so great about it all. Even though Floyd Mayweather retired without a loss, Crawford left his mark as a 3-time undisputed king. So, let me ask you a question. Who really is the best? Floyd Mayweather or Terence Crawford in their prime? Who wins in the ring? The defensive genius or the force that can't be stopped? Feel free to write your thoughts in the space below. If you want more in-depth boxing breakdowns, click the like button and subscribe to MMA Motive. I'll see you next.